It is Black Friday. It is a Bears game day.
Let's go.
Lock in. This is just the beginning of a awesome long day here for us at CHGO because we got you covered pregame, watch along, postgame. You know it. Pregame starts right now. Let's jump right in.
We made it. Happy Thanksgiving weekend. It's Black Friday, and it is game day. Welcome into the CHGO Bears podcast, our pregame show, the Bears and the Eagles. We are proudly presented by our friends at Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Use the code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it is never ordinary at Bet365, and here we are on a Friday. It's never ordinary when the Bears haven't played on Friday since. Anybody?
1968.
Close?
82.
Not close?
Yeah.
1967.
No, you were the closest. 1966, and I believe they haven't won on Friday since 1939.
Who did they beat?
I don't know, but Kevin Fishman had the stat.
I was going to say, who are you going to? I believe it was like the Cleveland Spiders.
The Spiders.
And then the Cleveland Indians, which I didn't even know was the football team. Yeah. Way back.
There's something new every day.
Of course, none of that is relevant to the fact that the Bears are playing the Eagles today, and the Bears have won 4 in a row, and the Eagles are coming in off a loss. And this game is for playoff seedings, and the Packers beat the Lions yesterday in a wild Thanksgiving. By the way, hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. I missed each and every one of you yesterday.
I missed you, kind of.
Yeah, no. It's all right. It's all right. Hoge, how you feeling there, buddy? Yeah,
not great, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Woke up sick, so that's not great. But you know what? And also, I picked all 3 underdogs yesterday, but didn't think to bet it until I had already crossed into this great state of Wisconsin where you can't bet. So that wasn't fun, as I just got punished the rest of the day watching the Packers, Cowboys, and Bengals slowly win each one of those games. But I'm ready for a Bears win because only 2 of the 4 of us on this panel have picked the Bears to win. And the rest of you are all haters.
I was assaulted this morning for my pick, and I don't appreciate that. This is assault. I would like to file this to HR here. Thank you very much.
Looks like the Bears are going to do the Eagles today. Let's go!
I'm sorry. Oh shit. Oh. Now, what you don't see there was Corey assaulting me for at least what felt like 5 minutes before that end of the video. And so what matters most to me is getting my ribs checked.
Oh, gosh. Here we go. You mess with the bull, and you get the horns. Okay there, tough guy?
Yeah, well, you know, and I'll say this much. I think I handled it better than Brett Favre did. I was able to get back up. So, you know.
You see, that's what happens when you poke the bear. Brag's over here, you gave me a push, and then all of a sudden he tries to run away, and he's kind of wobbling around, and I finally cornered him, brought him to the ground, and it was a wrap for him. Yeah. I'm this tough bricklayer. Get out of here, man. Your hands are soft as Charmin.
You know, okay, I'm sorry. You're the biggest dude I've ever met in my life, all right? Just relax. Everybody else in this office I can handle, but you, I cannot.
Yeah. Well, we are going to do what matters most in 1 second, but I do want to remind everybody that it is Black Friday, and we do have an amazing sale right now. Everything's at least 30% off, up to 90% off. Shout out to Patrick Norton and his newsletter, which he put in there today, Good, Better, Dressed. There you go. I like that. Never let a sale rest till your cart gets fuller and your wardrobe is the best.
Wow.
Let's go, Pat.
Hot fire.
Let's go, Pat.
Rhymes.
That was
great with newsletters, but
The
a
tree over there
terrible
is a struggle.
person putting up trees.
What are you talking about? He's doing a great job over there. That
Dang,
tree's
man.
amazing.
It's been like 3
Hey, you want me
hours.
to
He's
handle
got
them
the
again?
lights halfway done over
And
there.
it's not even that big of a tree.
That's why he was like, yeah, exactly. It's like the hardest part's the top. He's literally as tall as the tree.
All right. Nobody can see the tree, and Pat's doing a great job. Don't go at Pat. And
You're doing great, Pat.
Get into our sale, store.allcitynetwork.com. Link is pinned in the chat, as Steven just told us. Link pinned in chat, store.allcitynetwork.com.
Shirts are flying off the shelves right now.
I'm wearing one of the newer ones today. This thing just pops. It's a good look over here.
Like it?
Super comfortable, as all our stuff is. The hoodies are amazing. Hoge's got on the sweet
This is my favorite hoodie we have, the Tavern Style hoodie.
Tavern style pizza situation. And then Braggs is wearing his Meatball Island.
Meatball Island, baby.
Yeah. Those have flown off.
Although I did pick the Bears to lose, so maybe I'm not allowed on Meatball Island today.
I feel like I'm becoming the president of Meatball Island. I'm out here saying we should,
It has been a
beat
role.
the Packers twice.
It has been a role reversal because like Jake's on the ledge right now, which is very un-Jake like, and I didn't pick the Bears to win. This is my first week not picking the Bears to win all year, which I think is pretty amazing considering where we came from last year with the Bears. But yes, Adam, you are now like full meatball. Like you're like Adam. You have become Adam Rank.
I'm either that or I'm right, and then we're gonna have a great day.
I hope you're right.
Well, so let's get into
Probably
it here.
Meatball though.
Yeah.
Let's get into it with our what matters most, how we start our pre-games. And since you're Johnny, the two of you are actually both picking the Bears. What matters most and how they're going to get the W today in Philly and beat the Eagles, who don't lose at home, although they lost one time this year at home, but that's the first time in 15 games.
Well, part of the reason why I'm so optimistic, not just about today, but in general, like even if they lose today and it's not going to waver my optimism about how the season can still go. But it really has to do with the fact that I've been covering this team for a long time and have not covered a coach like this before. Now, I had a lot of respect, obviously, for Lovie Smith, too, but he was on the defensive side of the ball, and this is a new era of football. And I really, truly believe that, like, even when I was thinking about this yesterday with the Lions, like, they're clearly missing Ben Johnson right now. So even in that case, because they hired a guy, Dan Campbell, who's doing a great job, but isn't the offensive play caller, they're going through the natural adjustment year that you're going to have when you lose your play caller. The Bears are never going to have that problem because Ben Johnson is the play caller. So, and we're seeing the progress with Caleb. I've been a Caleb believer from day one, really going back to, even some of his first year at Oklahoma, but really the first year at USC was when I was all the way in on this guy. And we're starting to see it come together. So in terms of what has to do with today, I just really feel like this is a moment. I mean, this is a moment where the Bears are still, in this conversation of, they haven't played anybody. Like I heard it at my Thanksgiving dinner in Wisconsin yesterday. I'm sure everybody's hearing it. They're seeing it on national television. Oh, Caleb, needs to play better or, do this against a real opponent. Okay, well, that's all on your Thanksgiving table today, right? Like it's everything's been served up. You have this opportunity. So for me, it is Caleb. Ball out, dude. Just go out there. Shut up the haters. Do it in front of the whole world today on Amazon Prime and go get a huge win on the road in Philadelphia. And I think a lot of this narrative changes.
I like that. This is his signature game on the road, tough place to play. That would be huge. I think he's come such a long way, him and Ben Johnson's relationship. So it's really great to see. And I think the one great part of all these games, the ups and downs, when the game is on the line, I think we all feel confident in Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams in this offense to deliver some kind of points, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown in those situations. But what matters most is got to be stopping the run from Philly. Saquon Barkley in this offensive attack have kind of struggled to get things going offensively after coming off arguably his best year as a pro. So they really struggled to get the running game going. I know everyone's saying, well, we have all three linebackers out. We have this guy out. We have this guy out. But I think they're going to make some adjustments. And a lot of those guys, that was their first time starting.
Yep.
So they got nervous, didn't know what to do. So I think Dennis Allen is going to have a great plan this week. We got Grady Jarrett back, and he's been a force in there, right? In the run game, in pass rush up the middle. So I really think they're going to be dialed in on some of those zone reads because I think last week it was just you caught them at the right time. But I think they're going to make those adjustments and stopping the run. If they can stop the run, put the pressure on Jalen Hurts and company. I really do, especially with Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon, and the way Noshawn Wright have been playing. I really think they can win this game.
think before we get brags of what matters most, I think we have breaking history right now. I don't think we've ever gotten a $100 super chat on a pregame show before, but our friend Motor Music Michael dropping $100 on the Thanksgiving holiday. Happy holidays to the best Bears coverage team heading to the tailgate in Austin for UT versus A&M. Wow. Hoping they have the game on. Appreciate all the hard work from you guys, especially during the dark days. Time to prove it against the Eagles. Bear down, hook 'em, and go Hoosiers. Motor Music Michael's amazing. Came out and visited us in Vegas. We had a great time with him. I just want to say happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays to everybody out there. How much we appreciate the support in all forms that it's come at us this year and every year. So thank you, and we appreciate the super chat. Yeah, you're the man,
They're
Michael.
in Austin for the game. Him and his
Sarah.
Lovely girlfriend Sarah, and I saw his Instagram story last night. They were in one of those Waymos. They drive you, and they were getting out, and she thanked the driver. And he was like, "Who are you thanking?" It was hilarious. I laughed really hard.
I could get in one of those. That's a scary proposition there. But yeah, shout out to Motor Music Mike as always. Elite mustache, and an elite guy, elite Bears fan. But yeah, for me, what matters most is pretty simple, and you could say this every game, but I'm gonna say it anyway. And it to me is stay healthy. Find a way to get through this game unscathed. And I know that's easier said than done in the National Football League, but the Bears are inching towards becoming the healthiest they've been all year. And today you get Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon back, and they've never played with C.J. Gardner-Johnson. So it's going to be exciting to see how that goes. That all these guys together with Nashawn Wright, who's had an outstanding year, still missing Tremaine Edmonds, still missing T.J. Edwards, still missing Noah Sewell. Got some guys that are out for years, so be it. But they have an opportunity over the next few weeks to kind of come to their full form. And you saw yesterday the Packers lost a defensive lineman for a period of time. Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to be out a week or two, who knows, with an ankle. And that's just kind of the nature of the beast in the NFL. But, man, the Bears just haven't really had that opportunity to have a full, healthy unit to see what they can be at their tops and their healthiest. And so to me, just getting through this game as unscathed as you possibly can, for me, is the most important as we gear up a week from now to a big game against Green Bay. So I definitely have my reservations on how today's game will go. I'm certainly not leaving it off the table that they can, come out here and shock everyone and beat the defending Super Bowl champions. But they got to stay healthy, man, because these last 6 games, you're going to need all hands on deck to make this playoff push.
I like you looking to the future with some excitement, optimism, whatever you want to call it. For me, I'm with Woot on Saquon Barkley cannot go off today. He's been over 100 yards once all year. Was on the injury report this week, but seemingly ready to go today. Only had 22 yards last week. But if the Bears are going to win the game today, they're going to have to continue to just do the formula they've done all year long, which is lead the NFL with a plus 24 turnover margin. You're going to have to flip the script on the Eagles today, because the Eagles are tops in the league with only 6 giveaways, so they don't turn it over. The Bears have been getting turnovers. If they get none today, I don't like their chances. If they do, if they can, I don't know. Jalen Johnson has a big return to the lineup. Whoever you want to pick. Kevin Byard continues to do what he's done. Same thing with Nashawn Wright, who will be in there today because Tyreek Stevenson's not playing. We'll get to the inactives in a second here, but I think we need turnovers today to beat a very good team on the road.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly when you're an underdog, that can be the equalizer, and you can flip the script really easily with that. But I mean, the Bears don't turn the ball over much themselves, so that's. I mean, I think there's a formula to win, even without the takeaways, as long as you don't make the mistakes yourself. So that's really, to me, it's just about playing a clean football game. They're probably going to give up yards at times because of the linebacker situation. I am really interested, though, to see how DeMarco Jackson plays today after such a strong, and Eamon Ogbongbemiga as well, because both of those guys racked up so many tackles. We detailed it on the show the other day, the most tackles that 2 linebackers had comboed for in a single game since they are who we thought they were game in Arizona, when it was Urlacher and Briggs. I mean, that's remarkable in Bears history. So obviously, to repeat that today would be a little insane. But with you getting the reinforcements on the outside and maybe allowing you to move C.J. Gardner-Johnson around a little bit. I think Dennis Allen, like this goes back to what I was saying before. The faith I have in this coaching to have a plan for every single game, and Ben let it slip in his Monday presser that some of his coaches were already working ahead to the Eagles last week, towards the end of the week, which I think is more normal than people realize, but coaches usually don't say that because they're like, oh, it's always the next game. It's always the next game. But he's like, no, our assistants were in the office late, starting to work ahead.
Yeah.
They're going to have a plan. They're going to have a plan for this game. I think they've known for a while now that Jalen and Kyler would probably be back for this game. So Dennis Allen's going to have a plan. And this Eagles offense, guys, across the board, pretty much every single player has been a little bit worse than they were last year. And when that happens across the board, I'm talking about their offensive line too. It's not just that they're down Lane Johnson. A couple of those guys are banged up. The guys who aren't banged up just aren't playing to the same level. Saquon Barkley's been banged up. He hasn't been the same guy. Like all the way across the board, that's why they're so frustrated offensively right now. And just because the Bears linebackers are out, to me, doesn't mean that all of a sudden these Eagles are just going to go off for, 40 points today. I don't see it. They're not showing you that right now.
Well, you mentioned that it took a minute for Agbang, Bamiga, and DeMarco Jackson to kind of get going in the last game. It was their first time starting, and I agree with that.
Well, and probably because Amon wasn't supposed to play.
Right, because Ruben came out. That's
right.
Another good point. So you have an opportunity for him to actually prep as the starter this week. So, that to me I think is encouraging for those guys to put up somewhat of a similar performance. Obviously, the Steelers, most of their plays were right at the line of scrimmage. They were not pushing the ball downfield at all. And for the Eagles, it's either everything at the line of scrimmage or they're going deep, right? And so I think the other part of this equation is Devontae Smith, somebody that can take the top off your defense. He was on the injury report this week, magically came off the injury report yesterday, but he is dealing with a chest and a shoulder injury, and now you have all this secondary options coming back. You'll do everything you can to hold A.J. Brown down as you can. And as we've kind of pointed out throughout the week, there's a little bit of trouble in paradise going on with Philadelphia. So, if you can get those guys kind of bickering at each other on the sidelines, questioning them after coming off a tough loss last week against the Cowboys where they're up 21-0, I think it just cannot be emphasized enough how important not just Jalen Johnson but Kyler Gordon is coming back to this defense, because now you have an opportunity to kind of disguise what you're doing at the line of scrimmage. You might send Brisker once. You might send Kyler once. You might send Kevin Byard once. Now you've got this wild card in C.J. Gardner-Johnson who likes to get in there and get physical. And so I just, to your guys' point, and Hoge, your point of Dennis Allen's going to have a plan, he's got a lot of weapons and tools now to really come up with a very tricky game plan for the Eagles to game plan against, which they don't really have on tape.
Okay, let's come on back here, try to make you some money with our prop bets of the day. And there's a lot of game stories that are going on today. We'll take a little peek at the inactives. And it's windy out there in good old Philly. It's cold, it's windy.
That's
which
good, man. You know what I mean? Maybe stifle the passing game a little bit for the Eagles.
It could be good. It could be good.
Jahns is there, so we'll check in with him too.
And John's in call that 12 minutes. Bud first. Hey, shout out to our friends at Bet365. I got a sweet same game parlay with a 50% profit boost going into today. That's right. We need yards, and the Eagles give up yards. Let's go Cole Kmet, 11.5. Let's go DeAndre Swift, 40 yards. And let's go DJ Moore, 34.5.
It's easy money.
Thank you for doing the segment that we have coming up next called our Bet365 pregame picks.
We'll do it again, too. But I'm just reminding you that you should be doing this right now because there is breaking news from Bet365. New customers, you now get $150 in bonus bets when you bet $5, win or lose. You sign up, you use the code CHGO365. You deposit $10. I did all this, and then you put a bet for $5. You get $150 in bonus bets. If your bet wins or loses, bonus bets can be used on spreads, on totals, on player props, on futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. You'd have to be 21 or older if you or someone you know has a gambling problem. Crisis counseling, referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER in-app only.
That's right. And after you make some money on Bet365, you got to head on over to Almost Home Tavern right down the road from Wrigley Field. One of my favorite spots to go, not just for baseball season, but all year round. They do great hosts for Sunday game days, any game day, but definitely for NFL Sundays.
Carm's favorite game is there too.
Go watch the Blackhawks take on the National
watch
Predators.
the Blackhawks there. Yeah, they
Hockey-docky.
They check all the boxes, and they have great food. It's elevated bar food, chef driven. They got a great pizza. You know what my favorite pizza is? The hot honey pizza. It's as good as it gets. They
And don't dodge this. What's your favorite game there?
You talking about Northwestern?
What is your favorite game they have at the bar?
Yeah. Oh, that.
Shuffleboard.
Big Buck Hunter.
Big Buck Hunter and Shuffleboard. I'll smoke you on Shuffleboard any day of the week. TVs wall to wall. Great people working there.
Woo.
So rain or shine, hit up the Almost Home Tavern. Tell them we sent you daily specials and happy hour. That's actually worth your time.
I literally thought you were talking about how I was so excited to be in Wrigley to see Northwestern beat Michigan and Minnesota. Of course, they only won one of those two games, so that's what I thought we were doing.
Yeah. Even though that would mean you're not almost home if you're in Wrigley.
Well, I went to Almost Home post game.
Yeah.
You got the Buck Hunter.
And I thought you were talking about the Commanders Hail Mary game last year, where maybe you were just talking about how much Carmen enjoyed watching me on Suicide Watch for the whole post.
No. I want you to live a long, fruitful life, Gregory. This is the new me. I'm rooting for you at everything you do. All right, hey, let's pop the inactives up here, Steven, as there's good news with Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon coming back, which, by the way, if people missed that news, the Bears, they waived running back Britton Brown. They put offensive lineman Luke Newman on injured reserve with a foot injury to make room for those two. But there you see it. TJ Edwards, Ruben Hippolyte, Dominic Robinson, Noah Sewell, Tyreek Stevenson, Jade Walker, Case Keenum. There's some big names on there as well. Tyreek with that hip injury. So, but it's kind of weird that, don't worry about Tyreek. We got to shine right. He's guys, just every ball that goes up, seemingly he's catching it. So, they've got some luxury with that secondary and got guys coming back.
Yeah, I mean, there's some depth guys though that are out today. I'm glad you mentioned the Luke Newman thing. It's probably not top of mind for so many people, but the guy was pretty much your backup swing guard and
played well last week.
He came in a pinch, was lined up at fullback too, and them putting him on IR. And I don't know if that's the rest of the year or not, but it's not great. Dom Rob's out again with that concussion, and we've seen the run defense be better when he's in the rotation, when he's playing. So that puts more on Joe Tryon Shoinka, who I keep forgetting is on the team.
He's trying.
So well, it's just I don't want to. And then all these linebackers, which we knew they were out. We'll see who ends up playing left tackle today between Theo and Ozzie Trapillo. Now, I also want to bring up the Eagles, though, because Xavier Gibson's out. He was the one who had the fumble late in the game, the returner against Dallas on Sunday. He's out with the shoulder. Obviously, Lane Johnson we know about. They got a bunch of other guys, though, that they're all mentioned as full go and off the injury report, but I don't think they're 100%, whether that's Saquon Barkley with the groin, Reed Blankenship, their other safety. They're down Andrew Makuba today. Blankenship's the other safety. He's got a thigh. Landon Dickerson with his knee. This has been an ongoing thing. He's a really good offensive lineman who doesn't quite look like himself to me right now. So that's one of the examples of a guy who across that offense I don't think is playing as well as he normally does. Brandon Graham, our colleague, ALLCITY, PHLY. He's been dealing with a groin, and then you mentioned Devonta Smith earlier, Greg. So, I mean, this is a banged-up Eagles team, too. I think they got more of their guys out there than the Bears do today, but this is big-time football in late November.
Exactly, and Braggs was talking about the adjustments from Dennis Allen. So last week we saw a lot of struggling, especially on the zone reads, where the linebackers kind of weren't on the same page with the ends. So I fully expect them to get that ironed out. You got a week full of prep. They were walking through that almost every day, going over who has who. And I wouldn't be surprised if Dennis Allen does a lot of stunts inside, especially from the ends and the tackles, just to clarify and clear things up in the run game. So the movements and attacking that right side, especially where Lane Johnson would normally be defense's left. So I expect some pressures there. This really comes down to stopping the run game. I really do, because the Eagles' offense has underperformed all year. So if the Bears can get after him, stop him, I really do think this is a game where Ben Johnson calls a great game, and the screens and draws and get things going. And I think Caleb really comes together.
Yeah, I've been saying it all week, and I'll echo it here on the pregame show. To me, when you talk about zone read, the Bears, I should say, have had trouble stopping, athletic quarterbacks, dual threat quarterbacks, whether it's Tyler Huntley, Jackson Dart, or Jaden Daniels. Each of those guys had around 60 yards rushing, but beyond just the actual production, the threat of it then opens up the running back as well. So they've got to, it's not an easy task. Everybody knows it with Caleb Williams, or you watch, a guy like Lamar Jackson last night. It's not an easy task, but it is possible, but you got to have the right game plan on how you're going to stop this. Because to me, you saw a little more of Jalen Hurts running the football against Dallas, and I think they're going to see on tape with the Bears, if they have gone back and watched some of these games, which I'm assuming they will, they're going to see that they have an opportunity with Jalen Hurts to cause some problems for this Bears defense. So I think that's going to be the biggest key, is how much they can contain Jalen Hurts and make him, stay in the pocket and beat him with his arm.
So one thing that people have not been talking about this week, because I'm always about revenge and trying to get back at my enemies, which there are many. DeAndre Swift had 1 year in Philadelphia. He was a 1,000-yard rusher that year. He averaged second most that he's ever averaged in a season. Well, it's tied for, which he did 3 other times, 4.6 yards per carry. And the Eagles moved on to Saquon, and Swift's a Bear and all those things. But I don't know, man. You got this guy over there with a groin injury. You got a windy day. If you're looking for some prop bets out there, I like DeAndre Swift to make some money. Which, by the way, let's get into our outstanding prop bets of the day. And he's in my same game parlay. I'll just go first to your team. I got plus 550 on this, plus a 50% profit boost with our friends at Bet365. DJ Moore, 34.5 receiving yards. Feel nervous about that, but come on, DJ. You can get to 35 today. The Eagles give up a lot of yards in the middle of the field. Cole Kmet, or at least they give up a lot. And when I say in the middle of the field, I'm talking about from in between the 20s, not necessarily in the middle per se. But anyway, Cole Kmet, 11.5 receiving yards. You got one catching you today, Cole Kmet, right? And DeAndre Swift, 40.5 rushing yards. Put little wager on that. I'm getting 9-1 on my money on that bet. So that's how I swung big today, Hoge. You like it?
Yeah, I do like it. We also have an official CHGO same game parlay. So if you go on,
go ahead.
What?
Well, put it up. Put the CHGO parlay up there.
Okay.
You bet on Saquon. I had to stay away from that.
Okay. Well, I'll give it to you here. So if you go on the Bet365 app, you will see, if you click on the Bears-Eagles game, this will pop up as one of the options at the top of the screen, CHGO Bears Show Parlay. You get the Bears, the spread moved up to 8.5 for you, a little bit extra cushion there. Saquon Barkley, 20-plus receiving yards, not rushing yards. And the Eagles to score in every quarter? No.
Yeah.
Which I do like that one, too. I think this is a good one. You get plus 400 with a little bit of a boost, thanks to our friends at Bet365, and these are your Bet365 pregame picks. Sign up, use code CHGO365, deposit 10, place a bet for 5. You'll get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins or loses. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, player props, futures, and more whenever the moment. It is never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 plus. If you or somebody you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, in-app only.
What's your play today there, Hoger? What do you got?
I'm playing the CHGO parlay.
Okay.
I am. I already placed it. I placed it last night.
Look at Hoagie ahead of the game.
It's 2-0. Actually, I think it's 2-1. I think the last one, it didn't hit, and then we missed it for a couple weeks.
But it's back.
Now it's back.
I've never lost on it, so. But I didn't want to do the
Never
barbecue.
lost.
Never. All right. Can we go out to Philly? You want to break first?
A little break ski?
Let's break ski. We only have 2 breaks.
Break ski. Take a break and whatnot.
We don't break. We contemplate. We entertain. Jahns from Philly next, but first. Hey, listen up. I'm so happy that our friends Mando are part of this pregame show, because when I walked in the studio today, somebody was on the balcony smoking a cigar and smelled absolutely atrocious, and then I just sprayed him with the deodorant, and all of a sudden, You smell great. You even look great. I think it like made you
Thank
more.
you.
You look smiley and even better.
At first, I was like, "Why are you spraying this?" And then I was like, "Well, no,
It worked. I don't
Yeah.
smell you right now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's the whole body deodorant. It's good for the old pits, balls, the thigh folds, the belly buttons. I didn't get after the butt crack, but it's good for that too. And the feet, all created by a doctor. It's the good stuff. All products are baking soda free. They're paraben free. This is the good stuff here. And by the way, Mando's starter pack, perfect for you. The new customer special offer for you. 20% off site-wide with their exclusive code. Use that code, CHGO. You know it. You love it. It's shopmando.com. 20% off free shipping. SHOPMANDO.com. You will never smell better all day long.
And it might be Black Friday, but forget one day only, because Black Friday is going on all month long at Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake. Come in today to shop the Black Friday sales event. Drive home with 10 to 30% off MSRP on new Chevrolet models, plus no payments for 120 days. Or you can check out their selection of over 125 vehicles priced under $20,000. With one of Chicagoland's largest Chevy inventories, you're sure to find the perfect vehicle for you. Plus, Ray's Price Promise lets you shop confidently because the price you see is the price that you pay. Go see for yourself. Visit our partner at their convenient location right off of Route 12 in Fox Lake. Do not miss out on their Black Friday sales event going on all month long. 10 to 30% off MSRP. Shop Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake or raychevrolet.com. They've been serving the community since 1963. Together, let's drive.
To the Lincoln Financial Field in Philly we go as we bring in our guy Adam Jahns. Just looking fresh after a Thanksgiving. Look at him. Just smiley and just ready to go for the, I don't know. This is the biggest game you've covered since when? 2018? Is that right? Seriously.
Yeah. 2018 would be it.
How pathetic is that? All right, we're here though. We're not thinking about we're not thinking about that. We're thinking about this. Johnsy, what's the weather like out there? Everyone's talking about is it as windy and as cold as people are saying?
It's cold. It's windy. That weather is going to be a factor today. A lot of special teams warm-ups again. I feel like the last time we noted this, it was in Washington when it was windy and rainy. Today, the sun is out. It seems to be going away right now because of the clouds, but the wind is gusting. It's strong. Like Torrey Taylor went through a very elongated warm-up. He was still out there last I looked, so I think the wind's going to be a factor today, boys.
Wasn't the Giants game a few weeks ago like that too?
It was
like that.
cold.
Yeah.
I don't know how much the wind.
Rainy.
One of those games was super windy, but yeah, they did the same thing. I don't know. I feel like it might be an advantage to the Bears a little bit. If that's the case, we'll see if they can keep their strong special teams from the last couple weeks. All right, Johnsy, Jalen Johnson, and Kyler Gordon coming back today. Have you seen anything notable from them pregame or any idea of, hey, are they full go? Is this going to be a rotation? What do you think?
I think the number one thing that we noticed was a very long pregame workout for Jalen Johnson. I can't remember ever taking notice of him being out there this long, this early before a game. I want to say it went on for 20, 30 minutes, doing different footwork, covering different types of passes, whether it's down the sidelines, catching different passes, throughout the air, whether it's jumping shorter routes, jumping routes towards the corner, like just doing different types of drills, different types of footwork, different types of routes on air where he had to flip his hips in different ways. So I can't remember ever seeing Jalen Johnson go through a workout this long before. We know how much this one means to him. It's been a long road for him this year, just in terms of, he had his injury before the season, before training camp, which he suffered on his own. Then he had another injury, a different core muscle injury, happened, week 2? So this game means a lot to him, just in terms of his own recovery and his own comeback.
I like that. The Shakira hips out there on the field. Love to see that today, when they're going. But we
whenever.
Yeah, okay. I see. So we talked about
we're meant to be together, right?
That's what he always used to dance back in
we're
Crown
so
Point,
old.
right? At the high school dances.
Yeah.
But we talked about what matters most to you. What matters most in this game?
Well, stopping Saquon Barkley. I just think he's a different challenge for these Bears linebackers who, look, let's be honest. They're the Bears' 5th and 6th linebackers. It's going to be another tough task again today. I thought they played very well against the Steelers, but Saquon Barkley is a different challenge, Corey. Like, we all know that. He is a Hall of Fame player. He just won a Super Bowl, and he's upset with the way his season is going. So you're getting a motivated Saquon Barkley here at Lincoln Financial Field. I want to see if these Bears linebackers are up for the challenge. The Bears, yes, they're getting a boost from Kyler Gordon coming back. Yes, they're getting a boost from Jalen Johnson coming back. But right in the middle of the Bears defense are 2 young, inexperienced linebackers who are going to be tasked with stopping this running attack, starting with Saquon Barkley and his veteran, very good Eagles offensive line.
Somebody just put in the chat that Ozzy's warming up at left tackle, and Pat Finley's tweeting that. Can you confirm this, Johns? I don't believe it until I hear it from you.
You got a moment for me to get up and move my seat?
Get over there. Go over there.
No, I don't do that. Well, but let me rephrase it. Would that surprise you if they start Ozzy at left tackle?
No, but it's because what Ben Johnson said this week. He completely opened the door for this to become a reality here against the Eagles. So I'm not surprised by it. I think Ozzy Chapillo, like, he's earned this opportunity with the way he played against the Steelers. We'll see how he handles this veteran pass rush, this different type of pass rush from the Eagles and Vic Fangio and everything he wants to throw, probably at the rookie. But Ben Johnson is going to have a good plan to help the rookie left tackle out for different situations, whether it's using a tight end, using Durham Smythe as a fullback. They'll be in there to help him. Ben Johnson's plan will help him. But no, Carmen, to answer your first question, I'm not surprised whatsoever that Ozzy Chapillo is warming up with the starters right now.
Yeah, I think you got to follow the breadcrumbs on that one. I think it goes all the way back to the preseason in training camp when Ben was asked like what his criteria was for figuring out the left tackle, and he mentioned pass protection first. And I like Theo, and Theo's probably a little bit better in the run game, but he's coming off an injury. We don't know if he's 100%, even though he's cleared today. Ozzy's a better pass protector, though. They also drafted him in the 2nd round, which is another breadcrumb. That always matters in some of these decisions. And I think it's a big opportunity, Johns, to maybe seize this job, perhaps long-term, which is it's still kind of a question mark that's hanging over the offense. An offense that has a lot of this figured out long-term, but you're still wondering about that left tackle position.
Adam, he's got an opportunity to seize this job during the Bears' toughest stretch this season. You got the Eagles today versus Vic Fangio. Then you have the Packers, who are coming off a great win this past week against the Lions. That's going to be a tough challenge in Green Bay, in the cold, dealing with that footing, dealing with that defense. So, yes, there seems to be a lot for the rookie left tackle, but this is why they drafted him. This is why they praised him immediately after his selection, then throughout training camp with how he handled really inserting himself in that left tackle competition and then losing it, and how he bounced back to be part of the conversation today here in Philadelphia. So, yes, this is an amazing opportunity for the young player, starting with a very tough challenge with this Eagles pass rush.
Well, and when you talk about how much they utilize those jumbo packages and that 13-man personnel, and you saw Luke Newman making an impact last week against the Steelers, maybe it works hand in hand where you have Ozzy as this guy in the pass protection, but when you go heavy and you want to bring out that extra lineman, you have Theo Benedict, a guy that is very good as a run blocker, and that might fit his talents a little better as well. You mentioned the wind gust being a factor for the special teams and the kickers. What have you seen from Caleb here today warming up in terms of how he's dealing with the weather conditions?
So, Braggs, you usually see Caleb go through these play after play drills where he's just going through, he's in the pocket, he escapes the pocket, and he's just trying different throws all over the field. I saw him do this at USC, before the Notre Dame game, where he's trying all these different launch points. He's trying all these different arm angle throws all over the field. He's a special talent, and he practices some of these throws. But today, I noticed that instead of launching the ball 40, 50 yards down the field, he was trying to hit just longer out routes, 10, 12, 15 yards. He would scramble, roll to his right. Instead of launching it towards the end zone, he was launching it just 15, 16 yards down the field towards the sideline and trying to gain yardage that way. I just took note of that because of what he's done in the past. And I think it's because of what the windy situations are here. If you look outside the stadium, the flags have not stopped blowing. They're almost stiff with how strong the wind is blowing. And every now and then you'll see the winds swirl into the stadium where the winds are so strong that the uprights are shaking back and forth. Not just the flags on top, but the uprights are moving themselves.
Wow.
So the winds are strong. I think you're seeing how strong they are just because of how the Bears are prepping for this one, whether it's Caleb, whether it's Tory Taylor, or whether it's Cairo Santos.
I was going to say, good luck, Cairo. He could boot it through the wind, no problem. He's Cairo Santos. Brags.
So, Carm, the last kick that I saw from Cairo Santos today during his warm-ups. So, Tory Taylor and Scott Daly were off on their own as part of this long pregame routine that Tory Taylor was going through, testing out the wind. So, Cairo was kind of on his own with his tee set up. And he missed from 52 yards into the south end zone, and it looked like his kick just met a wall. So maybe there was a strong gust of wind that came in right at that moment because the kick literally stopped, and it fell like 4 or 5 yards short right in the middle of the end zone. So it was a miss from 52. It's one of the last kicks I saw him attempt, and that was through the south end zone here at Lincoln Financial.
So I won't judge Cairo today. If this is how the conditions are going to be, I'm not going to judge him today. But I am going to judge how the coaching staff determines must-kick situations. This sounds like a lot of four-down territory kind of game going on for both sides.
And both teams like to do that.
Yep.
So, especially with the Eagles and their tush-push. Jahns, hypothetically, as a father of four, longtime husband, if you had a 6-foot Christmas tree, how long would it get you to get a string of lights all the way around it?
I was wondering where this question is going.
Well, our guy Pat Norton has come in this morning and done a phenomenal job trying to decorate the CHGO offices, which
like people criticizing me for garbage removal around here. Nobody does anything, and people complain. This dude came in on his off day to set up the tree, and everybody's.
It's not an off day. He covers the Bears. The Bears play today. No off days.
So here's the veteran pro tip for Pat. There are children in the office. I see two of them on the panel right now.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Corey Wootton might be able to kick my ass on this set, but I know you played football, so maybe Jahns might be a little scrappy now that I think about it.
Yeah, he'll definitely.
Here's the thing. You need, so is he setting up a real tree?
It's the fake one.
So he's got to get the fake one. He's got to get the fake tree with the lights already built in.
Right. He's an idiot, Jahns. He's got a tree that's not pre-lit. He's over there on his hands and knees, just looking like a moron.
We might have to get a camera on this situation.
I'm not comfortable.
So I'm with you, Braggs. Like, if you're going to use the fake tree, get the one with the lights already built in, where you literally piece it together, just 3 pieces, plug it in, and it's fully lit.
Yeah.
Dude's like the greatest team in the history of CHGO. He's in here putting up a tree, and now we're just crushing him for poor performance. But, I mean.
Especially when it comes from Braggs.
It's just not good.
I mean, I've definitely been the worst.
There he is. There he is, right there.
Yeah, there's a live tree cam.
Emma, you're live on the air, not helping.
Somebody get in there, Sarah. Do something.
Oh.
Good effort.
Hi, Pat.
Hey, Pat, good effort.
Good job, Pat.
I'm proud of you.
Oh, lights out.
We just lost the lights.
Lights out.
We'll plug it back in. Hey, Jahns, before you go, I just want to get your reaction, and we haven't actually teed it up on the panel yet either, so everybody's reaction to Green Bay going into Detroit and beating the Lions. Hoge, you predicted it. Now 8-3-1. Braggs, you thought about that game for about 3 weeks and the ramifications of it. Of course, the Bears have the Packers 2 of the next 3 weeks after we get through today.
They're hot now.
So that's a big-time win. 4 touchdown passes for Jordan Love, tying his career high.
Ball.
And the 4th down throw that he on the final drive, going for it on 4th down. Matt LaFleur, some significant guts right there. That was a big-time win by Green Bay. Thoughts?
Impressive win, statement win on the road against the division rival that we all thought had the advantage in this one. They were the better team from start to finish. Just when you thought Detroit would rally and take control of that game, Jordan Love found the way. Some of his throws look ugly, but somehow they get there and they're completed. Christian Watson had a big game for the Packers. If you're the Bears, that's going to be a problem next week to contend with. So it's an impressive win. What else can you say?
You watched the entire thing, didn't you, Hoger? Up in Wisconsin, living the dream?
Yeah, well, this is how I know my wife has fully crossed over into Bears land because, she grew up in Wisconsin, and my father-in-law, who's a Packer fan, obviously, was like trying to basically spent the whole 3 hours trying to convince us that it's better that the Packers won the game for the Bears, which I think he's actually right because you get 2 opportunities to beat the Packers. You only have 1 more to beat the Lions. So that was a big topic. And my wife was having nothing on. She's like, I don't care. I want the Packers to lose.
Yeah.
That had to be tough for him.
Well, it was somewhat of a wash yesterday, but you knew whoever lost, their season really is hanging in the balance the upcoming game. And now, since Green Bay won, they bought themselves a little time, and obviously some big matchups coming up against the Bears. But Detroit now at 7-5 and playing the Cowboys a week from yesterday on Thursday Night Football. That becomes a huge game, and they might be without Amon-Ra St. Brown in that game. So it's going to be really interesting to see. It's in Detroit, but it's going to be a big one for Detroit.
That was a big injury yesterday, and yes, they got the Cowboys next week, but then they got to go to the Rams. Really tough game for Detroit. Home with Pittsburgh. You think they win that one. Right. Go to Minnesota. Yeah. They'll be favored, but
yeah, I tried to do this segment the other day.
Yeah, I know. I love it. Was amazing. He came up with this big idea that we should look at the schedules of the.
Well, Jahns is on the show. Why don't we let him respond to it? Because he wasn't on that show.
Yeah.
Well, he was, but he didn't do that segment. Yes, Jahns.
I will just say, I'm not entirely surprised that the Lions hit some sort of wall here. Guys, they lost both their coordinators. That was going to be a factor at some point this season. They dealt with so many injuries last year. They're dealing with injuries this year. You knew that was going to catch up to them at some point. Dan Campbell is calling plays because Ben Johnson is not there. This is a thing. This is a real thing that's happening. We thought Jared Goff's influence will be a little bit stronger, that he could stay productive minus Ben Johnson, but it's just not happening. He did not have a good game against the Packers, in my opinion, even though there were times where you thought he had a chance to take that game over.
But that was a leap of faith, if we're being honest, because there's really no evidence that suggests Jared Goff is that version of Jared Goff without Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
So
anybody want to go on a limb, it'd be a slightly bad limb, that the final Bears-Lions game, the winner of that will make the playoffs and the loser won't?
Yeah,
that's on the table.
It's definitely on the table. Or at the very least, the Lions could decide the Bears' fate, regardless of their fate.
That is an insane ending to a season of Ben going up against his former team with the playoffs on the line. What are you smiling about?
No, let's see what happens today first.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
get through
get ahead of
because
ourselves.
if the Bears win this one today, I think there's a far more likelihood that it would be the Lions in trouble not making the playoffs that day and not the Bears. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Johnsy, great stuff. Stay warm. Stay out of the wind.
Stay warm. He's in a freaking press box.
I'm sweating a little bit.
He's got to make his way down.
Warm.
He's going to
He
leave
needs to
the
fly
stadium.
home in a snowstorm tomorrow, by the way.
Be safe on the flight, all right?
Well, he's got no control over it. He's just got to sit there in the tube and hope the guy driving the tube lands it.
Well, I'll share this. I'll share this story quickly, guys. On the flight in, it was so windy. It was the worst turbulence that I have felt on a flight coming into a city in a long, long time. And the guy next to me got sick, ringing the buzzer multiple times. They ran over there with a garbage bag. He put his whole head into this garbage bag. By the time he came out of that garbage bag, he was drenched in sweat. I'm get me off this plane. But it's bumpy, it's windy. Let's hope this game isn't turbulent for the Bears.
That is horrid.
I don't know if that was a good sign for the game today or not, but
I hate flying with all my heart and soul.
I've never gotten sick on a plane, and yet every time I get on the plane, I do make sure that there is a barf bag somewhere near me. Not only because I don't know who's sitting next to me. You know what I mean? Just so even if it is me or if it's somebody else, just you got to be prepared, guys.
Never had that thought in my life, but you guys are.
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
A-plus preparation over here. All right, Jahns, we'll talk to you in the postgame. Thank you, brother.
See you, boys.
Great stuff from Adam Jahns from The Link.
This just reminded me of earlier in the season when we were trying to land in Las Vegas, and instead we landed in L.A., Greg was having a heart attack, and Deion Miller had no idea we were in a different city.
Deanne Miller was outstanding on that flight. She just was chilling out, relaxed.
She's like, I'm watching a movie. I didn't know we landed in a different city. A giant storm came and rerouted us to a different place.
And then we flew back, and everything was fine, and it was great.
It was.
All right. We got
stuff to do.
What do we got to do?
Oh, we got our predictions.
Predictions.
You do the pregame show every week, so
It doesn't matter how much we lay out this thing in the rundown for him. It's like it doesn't exist.
That's not true. It's all here. Was it a huge rush to get to our guy Ray Scarpelli? My guy.
We should be in a rush.
We are in a rush. We got a live watch along coming up. In 10 minutes.
Okay.
Everybody can watch the game with us.
My bad. Shout out to Ray. Shout out to Johnny, who fixed up the tracks this week. Johnny, you're the man. Ray is going with the Eagles today. There you see it, 28-21. And I haven't had a second to get this thought out, so let me just put this out to you. Would you not agree that if the Bears play an incredibly tight one-score game today, like let's say it's 21 apiece, and the Eagles, score a touchdown with, I don't know, a minute 30 to go or 38 seconds to go, that in the end, Bears were right there with one of the NFL's best down the road. You're not going to walk out of here with like a head down. As long as it's close, you feel good coming out of this game, no matter how it goes. Winning obviously is better, but if you get smoked, then it's almost like, okay, I don't know where we're at. Like just don't get smoked today is my point, right? Is that fair?
I don't think they will get smoked.
No.
But yes,
I don't think they will either.
If your question is, does the context matter? Yes, it does matter, of course.
I'm saying, but
there's no moral victories in the league. Like it's nice to play competitive with people, but you got to think if the Bears keep the game close, I got to think they have a chance to pull it out. They've shown that week in and week out, and I know it's been different teams, but they've showed when the game's on the line, they could find a way to win.
I guess my problem with that thinking right now is that this isn't like an Eagles team that's a wagon right now. They're struggling. This spread is wrong. It should be wrong. Like go prove it. Like if this was, remember a couple years ago when they went into Kansas City and got blown out, right? Like that Chiefs team
was the real deal.
I'd be like, all right, if you keep it close, great. This Eagles team isn't that right now. We got to stop treating them like that.
Well, hold on. The last time the Bears went on the road against a very good team, they lost by 2 touchdowns to the Baltimore Ravens. Do you think that they're that much better 4 weeks later? Maybe they are.
But that's a great point. I saw somebody put that our guy Zach Berman, who used to work with us here, and now he went back to the Athletic, which is fine. Zach's a good dude, great writer. He put in his prediction that he thought this could play out like the Bears-Ravens game. And I'm like, okay, but see, that's exactly my point. The Bears could have been up 14-0 in that game, and I swear to you that game could have gone completely different. Absolutely. And they shot themselves in the foot, and they didn't convert on those red zone opportunities. Right. So give me that game again. Like, please. I hope it's that game again because I think the Bears are in a better position now to not commit those same mistakes, be better in the red zone, which they have been since that game, and they're going to be in control over it.
And you talked about red zone. Something that's different about this game is Colston Loveland. He's finally come out since the Cincinnati game and has been a factor in there, especially in the red zone. DJ's been awesome in the red zone. So they are a completely different team than they were against that Ravens team. I think offensively, they're so much further along.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm sorry, I get it. Robert Lee to that was then, this is now. C.J. Gardner Johnson, Kyler Gordon, Jalen Johnson, an improving offense. There is a lot of different. That's why I'm asking the question. Go ahead.
I would, but I also, we do kind of have to be a little bit fair to Kyler and Jalen. This is their first game back. Corey, you can speak on this. Like, is this more of an advantage for Kyler and Jalen because they're the freshest players on the field, or is it somewhat of a disadvantage for them because they're not as calloused up as everyone else they're playing?
Well, I think it's going to be an advantage because they are going to be fresh and they're going to be on some kind of pitch count. They're not going to have them play every snap. But I think the great part about it is they have people that can step up and have shown that they can step up. No Sean Wright and company. So I think, especially in critical situations, they're going to try to get them matched up against the Eagles' best. So I do think they are going to be fresher, and it's going to be interesting to see how healthy they really are.
Yeah, and I'll just say this as we wrap things up, but this, we've talked about it earlier in the week with Jahns and how this feels like a statement game. You said it. This does feel like a statement game moment for Ben Johnson and these Chicago Bears. And when you look back to the 2018 season, the last time the Bears were in this kind of a position at the exact same time of year, they played the Rams at Soldier Field. The Bears were the underdogs, and they made a statement in that game, a big one. Vic Fangio and their defense dominated Jared Goff and the Rams. But I'll say the only difference between that and this game is that defense was Super Bowl caliber. And at this point right now, as great statistically as this offense has been, I would not define the Bears offense as Super Bowl caliber yet. They certainly have the potential because of the play caller and all the weapons they have and the quarterback. But they are not consistent enough to be deemed Super Bowl caliber yet. Their defense certainly isn't Super Bowl caliber. They've just been holding on for dear life all season, and it's certainly been an admirable effort. But if you want to make this a statement game, it's got to come from the offensive side of the ball, playing their most consistent game through 4 quarters that they've played all year, and then now you're saying this is a playoff caliber offense because of what they just did at Philadelphia. That would be a big-time statement for Ben Johnson.
When you look at playoff caliber offenses, I think there's one offense that comes to mind in the league that is playing that way, and that's the Rams.
Absolutely.
Everybody else has been so up and
I
down.
agree.
They have
I
great
agree with
performance up and down. But the Rams, week in and week out, Matthew Stafford, he's going to sling that rock. He's averaging 3 to 4 touchdowns. Their offense is playing at a different level than everyone else.
Yeah, no, they look like the best team in the NFC right now until the Bears meet them in the NFC Championship game. All right, let's see the predictions for today. Hoge, of course, is leading the way with the Bears winning by a score of
23-20. And actually, our guy Pat Norton, who's doing a great job with that tree over there, also picked the Bears to win. Woot's got the Bears winning. Briggs has the Bears winning. And Jerry Zuma has the Bears winning.
Oh.
The only haters at this company are Jahns, Carm, and Braggs. So, and probably Steven, but Steven won't put his name
last
on
week. Steven picked him to lose last week too. Complete idiot.
Steven, how could
We
you pick
didn't
them
need
to
your
lose,
help this
Steven?
week though.
What's your score? I'll defend you.
I did
28-27 Eagles. Steven has. So I have the Bears losing by the most of anyone. I have them losing by 10. So you don't. I can be the biggest hater. You're not. You can't even ever be considered a hater because you're such a loving guy.
Thank you.
And
He's so loving, he threatened to take his daughter's Christmas presents away.
What?
Yeah, well, everybody had to come up with a, do your best, Black Friday sales event, for us here. Not Ray Scarpelli sales event, but Black Friday deal here for CHGO. And what better way than to threaten my daughter's Christmas presents against all of you fine people? If you don't use our Black Friday deal and support this company, then Addie won't have a Christmas.
CPS.
And it'll be your
you gotta
fault.
call CPS.
No, this is good parenting and a valuable lesson.
Wow.
good job.
Black Friday. That's
Friday.
in the spirit of Christmas right there.
Store.allcitynetwork.com. We're doing a live watch along all game. That means that we have a link somewhere.
The link is live on the channel that you're on right now. So as soon as this game is over or this show is over, hit the link, go to the watch along. Steven will take a few seconds here to get it going, so be patient, and then we will be live here watching Bears Eagles along with all of you fine people.
We have a link on our channel.
Yes.
But
that's where-
last
what
time,
channel is it?
Last time, our link
rolled
from this
over.
show linked
Yeah,
over.
yeah,
But
yeah.
that's
I
different
don't think
this
that's
time.
happening.
We don't know if it's happening, so just go to the other link.
CHGO
Do
Sports
it,
on
or
YouTube.
Addie won't have a Christmas.
Do
Addie will be sent to somewhere.
If you don't watch the watch along, not only if you don't do the Black Friday, Addie won't have a Christmas. If you don't come and hang out for the watch along, then she doesn't get dinner tonight.
All right.
Oh my gosh. What is wrong with this
Your
guy?
boy Boogie.
Now that actually I think is
That's CBS.
actually you have a problem.
Do I have to handle this guy
Yeah, I have
again?
2 shout outs, and one of them was that.
I've missed your boy Boogie. He's all over the chat today.
Oh, he's so tough today.
No, your boy Boogie has spent an hour not even saying the Bears are going to win, but that he's not even worried about the Eagles.
Your boy
guys
Boogie.
are scared.
He
I'm
is my
not
boy today.
scared.
I love
Big,
it.
tough
He's confident. Let him be happy.
YBB.
I missed your boy Boogie in Vegas. I love
I'm
seeing
terrified, okay?
Also, I'd like to issue a public apology to Pat Norton because I could tell he's actually bothered by the tree comments. I actually think he's doing a great job.
The way he said that, he ain't fine.
Hiding behind the tree, Patrick Morton
right,
goes, I am fine.
We gotta go.
All of us are married or have been married.
It was great.
That was every one of us has heard that
yeah.
before. I'm fine.
That's not fine.
Elijah Simmons, Bears win, I'll become a diehard. Just don't wait, Simmons. Get involved. We appreciate you. Callum Hansen, my guy, $13.99 or 14 somethings. Good,
Canadian
better
dollars.
California dollars.
Canadian dollars. Shout out Canada. Good, better cardiac arrest. Let's get the dub today. And shout out the Vancouver athletes in Chicago, Connor Bedard, Theo Benedette, and somehow Chase Claypool made that list.
It's a joke, Carman.
I got it. He sucked. And then SPFLD, Bears fan, Spidey, something. What matters most is that I did the laundry today, special day, because the Hoge and Jahns walking bear shirt is undefeated this season. 8-0, max bet 365, guaranteed. Lock it in. All right,
Let's go.
Go get them.
Undefeated.
All right, there's a link somewhere. Check out our watch along on the channel
And whatnot.
See it.
Watch the watch along,
We'll see
or I'll
it.
kick your ass. Let's go Bears.
We'll see. 5 minutes. We'll be on. Hopefully less. See you there.